You are about to become a witness.
Captured on camera. They could be your neighbors, or family, or friends, and you might never know their secret. They are hoarders.
I've had this plastic bag since August. The store overcharged me for these rice cakes, and somewhere I have the receipt.
And I had like thousands of gum wrappers. You know, I was thinking there might be some scenario where you might desperately need a gum wrapper.
And these movies were from last March and April, but they have nice little write-ups on the movies, so I can't quite throw this away either.
But I don't like this. Some little kid from a cartoon, but I can't get rid of it. I don't like it.
They hate what they do. Their clutter and filth completely take over, but they just can't stop collecting.
A refrigerator in need of defrosting. In some cases, the stuff is stacked up in a room like this. It's this deep.
Why do they do it? Is there help?
It's almost like a heart attack feeling.
It almost made me cry, and that's not the self that I want to present to the world.
Captured on camera, the obsessed. They keep newspapers, coffee cans, empty food containers. Anything the rest of us might call junk can become a prized possession to someone who hoards. Many of them keep their disorder a secret and are found out only when their problem affects the health and safety of others.
Now you can look around and you see a lot of stuff in here, and the question is, what's really necessary? I see 5 television sets, I see a half a dozen receivers, I see all kinds of things in various stages of disrepair, and I see some stuff in here that's incredibly valuable. Let's hit it. We do not want to get these two bags mixed up, huh?
In New York City, one man has forged a lucrative career cleaning the homes of people who hoard and were told to clean up or get out.
That's dried clam chowder, and that's no joke. This came out of one of my clients' kitchens. I usually take nothing out of these things. I said, this one here, I couldn't resist. Almost in tune and missing Easter.
20 years ago, Ron Alford was a claims investigator for an insurance company. He often found himself inside the fire-damaged homes of hoarders, and it gave him an idea. Since 1980, Ron has been operating a company called Disaster Masters and has helped more than 1,000 clients.
How many people want to go to the dentist today? The Dental Society would say, oh, everybody loves a dentist. I don't agree. I hate to go to the dentist. I'm sure you can agree. Who wants to deal with that pain and that trauma? Nobody. And I'm sure that these people never, ever want to meet me. But the bottom line is when it hits their fan, I'm the answer. Okay.
Today, Ron and his cleanup crew have been contracted to clean up the small one-bedroom apartment of a Brooklyn, New York resident facing eviction.
This is not a one-day project. In this particular job, I'm going to be here for 2 days, and my guarantee is that you'll be able to waltz on this floor. When I'm finished, you'll be able to walk in and out of everything. There will be a lot left, salvage, but it'll be all contained in containers that can be easily moved about.
The floor of this apartment is packed wall to wall with every conceivable object. Papers, bottles, cans, all sorts of electronic equipment, averaging 3 feet deep.
This is not the worst case. In some cases, literally, the stuff is stacked up in a room like this. It's this deep. This evidently is Command Central. If you sit right here, you can reach out and you can grab the stereos. You can look at television with the remote control. There's a VCR right here. So I literally can sit in this one central place. Tripod. Brand new. It's beautiful. These items
with clientele that are often secretive and uncooperative, Ron usually gets his jobs by indirect word of mouth from social workers, judges, or lawyers.
We usually run into these people because some legal system is about to come down on them. Either the landlord is going to throw them out because of their disposophobic behavior, or they've found out that they're a fire hazard, or they're harboring cats or dogs or some sort of thing that the rest of the world is not going to put up with.
When Ron arrived at this apartment, he discovered that the occupant had not exactly been living alone.
There's probably a few 100,000 roaches in here. The question is, are we going to exterminate the roaches? The answer is no, we're not. The reason is, when I'm finished with this job, the roaches have already heard that I'm on my way, so they're packing in their bags now and they're moving out laterally and vertically.
Ron's jobs call for a strong stomach, but sometimes a little bravery is needed.
Yeah, you want to take a chance? Columbus took a chance. There you are. A refrigerator in need of defrosting.
The occupant of this apartment managed to live this way for several years without anyone noticing.
Classic.
The stigma of this disorder drives many people to keep their personal lives a secret.
When that person that lives here goes outside, you'd never know in a million years if they live like this. They're handsome, they're good looking, they smell good, they look good, they're dressed oftentimes to the nines. I've seen some people that were absolutely impeccable. I mean, absolutely impeccable. Took them 2-3 hours to get dressed, to find all their stuff, and then finally, but once they walked out that door, it's like getting on stage. It was a whole new world. And then they came home. Different story. Take it right downstairs. That's a first. It's a door out of a 1974 Monte Carlo. But that's a first. I have never taken a full door, window and everything, out of a job. Documents, first-class mail. Junk mail all gets thrown out.
When a crisis reaches this point, cleaning up can be quite costly.
There's nothing that I can do for less than $1,000. On the other cases, some of our projects run into tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, and take a while. $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. It's not unusual. Outside, in there.
For Ron and his crew, the work is often hazardous and labor-intensive.
This is an asbestos quality filter. If I didn't wear these by noontime, I wouldn't be able to breathe in here, because as we go through this and we uncover and move all this stuff around, if you had a big strong light in here, you'd see more dust than you can imagine. Now, these are the kinds of things that you call absolutely useless.
It's like a walk.
It is. It was a brand new wok, probably a gift. It's been sitting here for however long. That's going to end up in the garbage.
Persuading someone with a compulsive hoarding problem to part with their possessions is not easy, so Ron has developed a number of different techniques.
When it really gets down and out, sometimes we may have a shouting contest, which is good. It helps us both blow off steam. Where the client yell at me, I'll yell at them. And I said, now, you look at your watch and know that every minute that I sit here is going to cost you several dollars, because it's just not me. I got 5 men standing around here. And every minute that I sit down here, the meter's running. And you're paying for it, whether I work or not, get things done. So how much money do you want to lose? You see, silence works. It's deadly. I learned that teaching. I learned that selling insurance. Save this, save this, save it.
After 20 years of being knee-deep in other people's troubled lives, nothing really surprises Ron anymore, but he tries hard to remain compassionate.
It takes a very certain kind of person to be able to do this kind of work. And just, it's this business is not for everybody. Because you've got to have a lot of empathy for the person that you're dealing with. You have to have a great sense of humor.